Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. And Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there. Sure. Yeah. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here, based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me, absolutely happened to me. For years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Welch's can't make everything make sense. Like why your mom still listens to the radio or what she meant when she sent that emoji. But a zero sugar drink that's still full of fruit flavor, we made that make sense. And strawberry, passion fruit, Concord grape, and more. You gotta sip it to get it. New Welch's Zero Sugar. Let's fruit stuff up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yay, choo-choo.
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another insane episode of Small Town Murder Express. I don't even have to say insane. It's Small Town Murder Express. It's going to be wild stuff, and there's going to be carnage, we'll say. It's going to be crazy stuff. So, great. That was an automatic muscle memory answer. Great. Oh shit, that's right. Death. No, not great.
Probably not the right thing to say.
Not great. No. First of all, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com.
Oh yeah.
Tickets to all the live shows this year. They're all up, 12 shows, and they're selling out fast. Nashville's gone. Really? Yeah. Phoenix is gone, and they're months in the future. So get your tickets right now. First up, April 5th and 6th, Sacramento and San Francisco. You guys are on the clock. So get in there, get your tickets.
Let's get after it. Yeah.
Also, going on sale here very soon, our virtual live show.
Oh, hey.
420 virtual live show. We're doing it again, and we're going to dress up as a silly duo, and you're going to crazy murder story, just like a regular live show, except I'm going to break out all sorts of weird weed-smoking apparatus for Jimmie to sample, and you can see it. It'll be hilarious. So check all that out. Patreon.com/ patreon.com/crimeinsports is where you find all the bonus stuff. And there's a ton. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get the whole back catalog, couple hundred episodes of bonus stuff available nowhere else. And then you get new ones every other week. So can't beat it. For Crime in Sports this week, which you'll get access to, we're going to talk about the strangest injuries in sports history. So you don't even have to like sports. You just have to be into kind of macabre shit there.
Sure.
And then for Small Town Murder, dipping back into this, one of my favorite Patreon subjects, old-timey murders.
You can't get me upset at this.
So fun, dipping into the newspaper archives, old time, and they were real graphic back then, and it's wild stuff. So get in there, patreon.com/crimeinsports, and you get a shout out at the end of the regular show, too. So that's a lot of fun. While you're at it, listen to Crime in Sports, our other podcast, and Your Stupid Opinions. Yes. Our new podcast, which is, I'm sorry to say, the funniest podcast on the internet. So check all that out. But never mind all of that, because we have our own mess before us right now. I think it's time, everybody. What do you say? Yeah. Let's all take a deep breath here, arms to the sky, and let's all shout, Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, Jimmy. What do you say, everybody? Let's go on a trip. All right. We are going to Massachusetts this week.
Okay.
All right.
That's a long ride.
That's a long way away from where we've been. So Massachusetts, we're going to Ashburnham, Massachusetts.
Where's that?
That's the name of the town. North Central Massachusetts. It's in the right in the middle,
up area,
up toward the very top of Massachusetts, up near the border. So it's about an hour 10 to Boston.
Okay.
And about 2 hours to Pittsfield, Massachusetts in the other direction, which was our last Massachusetts episode 413, Judging the Devil by His Horns. That's the one where the guy actually had fucking horns installed into his head. Yeah. And he's going to go in court and go, no, I'm a good guy.
I'm normal.
I'm totally normal. I don't kill people. And they're like, sir, you have horns.
I'm not a demon.
You're coming in with you're behind the eight ball already. Yeah. This is in Worcester County.
Yep.
Population 6,315. So not a huge town, not a tiny, teeny town, but a small town.
Yeah.
Pretty small. Median household income here is way higher than the national average. It is $104,074.
Why?
That is I think because it's an hour 10. It's an hour 10 to Boston, so you can commute to Boston from here.
Okay, that's a long ride.
People commute to the city from my house.
But out there, that traffic's not so bad out there. You can make it. Out west of Boston, it's not so bad out there to get
maybe
to
going to there.
Yeah,
if you're coming from the north, it
might be worth it. Yeah,
that's what I'm sure, because we'll find out the median home price here way lower than Boston, $358,100.
There's why.
So I think you can have a good job in there and live out here. So a little bit of history here. Ashburnham is in the central New England divide and is at a higher altitude. So there's some hill there. It sends water to the north, south, east, and west, providing water to the Merrimack River and the Connecticut River. In the early 1800s, there was enough water to power a lot of shit.
Generation stations and shit?
They had tanneries and mills and manufacturing lumbers. They made tubs and pails and furniture and all sorts of shit. They manufacture. I guess their big manufacturing time was between 1870 and 1880.
Yeah,
that was the main
whole decade.
Whole decade was their big deal, and then at that time, Ashburnham was the second largest manufacturer of chairs in the world.
Wow,
chairs.
And then Pittsburgh took it over.
But before that. Anywhere you sat your ass down, good chance you were sitting on one of these chairs back.
If it was a good chair.
If it was a decent chair, obviously. We're not talking about
knockoff chairs came from everywhere.
Hey, we can't be responsible for these garbage dollar store chairs. That's not what we're talking about here. Here today, and I'll read, this is from their website here in the history section.
Sure.
Today, Ashburnham's largest attribute is open space.
Really?
Their largest attribute is open space.
The best thing we got going here? Nobody around.
You can wander. You can just wander.
Wow.
The state forest, town forest, and private and public ownership and trust has given Ashburnham 1/3 of its undeveloped land to open space. So they have lakes and all this shit. So it's a pretty area. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice for that, but it's like, Jesus, you guys,
This isn't what you wanted.
No, these people don't want development. They want to work in Boston and come out here and be quiet. But once the chairs went away, they had no choice. They were like, I guess we make it quiet.
Now that wood chipper's gone, let's keep it like this.
This is nice. I like the birds chirping. I like this. So a few reviews of this town.
Yeah.
Here's one, 5 stars. The town appears to be obsolete, but the land and the view of the woods are fairly beautiful. There are no nearby shopping centers, and the people are somewhat friendly.
Okay. Yeah.
They didn't tell you to
fuck out of there.
They didn't tell you to go fuck yourself, is what that is.
But you got the point.
You get what they're saying. 4 stars. I've seen some people get pulled over for speeding, and there's always some person with bad intentions somewhere, but I haven't seen anything like that. It seems just fine. Is that a code? It sounds like they were. That's a code to like some foreign government.
One of these people's up to something. What is this? A game of Guess Who?
Bad intentions? The fuck are you talking about? I don't get it. 3 stars. Not too much crime. It's a small town.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the woods. There really isn't. Unless it's violence against trees, there's not really much you can do here.
Yeah.
2 stars. Employment is definitely dropping in this area. Local businesses keep going out of business. Everyone needs to drive. That's without a D. I'm like rive. Needs to rive long distances to get to work because there aren't many opportunities around here. I will need to move eventually to find a good enough paying job to live on. Okay. And then finally, 1 star. This person just wants to go out past 7 o'clock. You feel like. This is funny. The town is dead at night, and the only food restaurant wise you will find is 2 poor pizza places and a decent Chinese place.
Okay, the Chinese place is fine.
I'd give an extra star for decent Chinese food.
Not a lot to do other than jerking off, looking in somebody's window.
Yeah, you just eating your egg roll, tugging your egg roll. That's how it works. Things to do here, not too much. Wander through the woods, and also the Ramble Festival. Okay. Which is an annual festival dedicated to, it's basically to raise money for homeless veterans. So,
cool.
That's obviously a good cause there. It takes place the weekend before Labor Day, and it sounds like quite the thing here.
It's a thing, huh?
Festivities start at 9 a.m. and continue through the day as the Adam Ezra Group. That's the headliner here. That's the headliner. So let's talk.
Good start.
Let's talk about the activities here. The way they put it, oodles and oodles of awesome music.
What is going on?
I've never heard music described in the oodles sense. How much music is there? Oodles. I've never heard that once.
The only time I've ever heard the word used seriously is in Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, and with noodles also. Silence of the Lambs and noodles are the only time. Oh, and Dr. Melfi said toodle ooh, so that's close.
Close.
It's sort of in there. Oodle is in the toodle. If you take the T out, it's in there. Otherwise, never been said. Who will be performing oodles of music? The Adam Ezra Group headlining, obviously.
That's how we finish. That's not even where we start.
No, that's the end. Also, the Pat McGee Band.
Okay. Yeah,
the Chad Hollister Band.
Okay, probably also Irish.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was going to say sounds country, but no, it's outside of Boston. I'm sure it's Irish. Circe, which is capital letters SIRSY. Golden Oak, Callie Stoddard Imari, Shanna in a Dress.
It's not getting better.
Daniela Cotton.
Jesus. Cotton and in a dress.
And in a dress. Get Shanna and Daniela together and they can be Shanna Daniela in a cotton dress, and then you have something. No, that's an act.
Got anybody in lace?
Anything? No? Then Steve Hartman will be there.
Oh, yeah.
He sounds like a cruise ship comedian. Everybody in our aft deck here, Steve Hartman, everybody. Just bring your food from the buffet. And eat it while Steve performs.
No relation to Phil. None.
No. None. No.
God,
no.
Part.
He doesn't even do voices. Ponche Ponce.
Yeah.
And then finally, this has got to be my favorite name of all time, Tall Travis.
Okay.
Just Tall Travis. He's pretty tall. How tall do you have to be to go by Tall Travis?
Tall Travis?
11?
Taller than Tiny Travis, I guess.
Yeah, it's better than that. Also,
a little bit bigger than Travis Tritt.
Yeah, I'm Tall Travis. They told me not to go. My name's Travis Trot, and they told me that was no good. I should go by Tall Travis instead. That was bad stuff.
Yeah.
So there you go. Seems like I'd rather just give them money and not have to listen to all this music. So
Can I? Yeah.
Good
Can
cause. Take my money.
Shut up.
I'm going home now.
They should just put a little sign in the tip jar that says, once we get to 150, we'll quit.
We leave. Like that night we wanted to pay a band to stop playing so we could eat dinner in a place. We're like, what are they making, $50? Let's offer them 100 to stop. Know what we were thinking that night, but that's what we were doing because I don't want to listen to them play fucking taking care of business over and over again.
That's still the funniest thing I've ever heard.
It really was.
Funniest idea ever come up with. How much can we raise to shut them the fuck up?
Because we'll go around and get a kitty going here. I mean, we'll go past the hat. There's a lot of people who would have said, fucking here's 20. Tell him to shut the fuck up.
Tell him to stop it.
Tell him Pete said, fuck you. Here's 20.
Matter of fact, all right, fuck you on this 20.
There you go. Fuck you. There you go. That said, let's talk about a murder, shall we?
Okay.
All right. Let's go back, not too far back in time, as a matter of fact. 2018 we're going to go to.
Yeah, yesteryear. Very close.
Just happened, pretty much. We're going to talk, first of all, about a young lady. Let's talk about a young lady named Julia Enright.
Okay.
Julia Enright. She's born in 1997. She is 21 years old in 2018. She lives on her parents' property. Her dad seems to have this big property where there's multiple. It's a 29-acre property.
Shit.
It seems to be like a main house and then a smaller house in the back. There's a tree house that we'll talk about as well. It seems to be pretty well equipped, which you'll understand later on. So she seems to live there, maybe in the house in the back. Now, there's a guy she met in high school. We'll talk about him here. His name is Brandon Chickless, which is Chick, L-I-S. Chickless.
Yeah, like the guy from fucking The Shield.
Yeah, except with a K, because his name
Michael?
doesn't. Yeah, Michael Chickless. It doesn't have a K in it, does it?
I don't know.
It might have a K in it. I don't remember.
I don't know what it's got.
I don't know. Yeah, that guy,
I don't know how
though.
to spell it. I just know what he looks like.
I'm bald now, so I'm tough.
Yeah, for whatever reason, he's a badass now.
When my hair looked like duck feathers on the commish, I wasn't tough, but now I'm tough, damn it. Watch out.
I'm the toughest cop that you guys have ever seen.
Watch out, drug dealers.
I've shaved.
I have shaved. That's hilarious to me.
I have aftershave on my head. Come here.
I lotioned it up good. You should feel it's soft. Come on. No, it's all right. Before you go to jail, feel my head.
Let's talk about the crimes you've committed now.
While you're rubbing my head, if that would make you feel better.
If you want.
Now, they met as classmates in high school at Montechusett Regional Vocational Technical School.
Montechusett
Regional Vocational Technical. We should add more shit to that.
Yeah.
We should add catering,
right?
college, and clown academy, and Midas.
Motorcycle Mechanic Institute.
Midas Muffler Specialty. Fucking.
Yeah, that is a
Training center.
hodgepodge of things.
That's a lot. So they were on the same school bus as sophomores. And at the place, and they began dating. So they dated in like sophomore, junior year. Then they broke up while they were still in high school.
Sure.
And kind of went their separate ways. But this was like, 3 years before this, because he's 21 also. So they're both.
That was their high school?
Yeah, that was their high school. High school. So that was, just a few years before that.
Sure.
It happened. Like 2-3 years. So late 2017, as you do, they must have felt nostalgic over high school, being that it happened a year and a half ago.
Right.
You get nostalgic, and they could reconnect with each other over Facebook in late 2017.
Of course they did.
Julia and Brandon.
Everybody that gets out of high school starts thinking about things that they missed in high school, opportunities they missed, and they always message somebody from high school.
They do.
And try to fucking figure it out.
It's
to get how to get their pants off them.
It is very disturbing how many messages I've gotten in the past from when Facebook first was. We were all getting on Facebook from, hey, I know we used
How you been?
Yeah, girls I went out with, like, what are you doing?
Do you have my number? No, exactly.
No, I haven't talked to you since we were 16. What are you doing right now?
We're in our 30s.
Yeah, I know. This was, before that, I think. Yeah, early 20s or early 30s, yeah. So, ridiculous. Well, they dated in high school, they break up, they connect through Facebook again. Now, by 2018, she's got a new boyfriend, but she still talks to Brandon on Facebook.
Sure.
And they text now, too, as well.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they've known each other. Sometimes people I could assume, I don't know people that I went out with in high school as friends, but
no.
I would assume maybe if you went out with somebody when you were 15, it didn't work out, and then you ended up later on in high school being part of the same friend group or something. And
sure.
Then you'd be, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a way.
Graduating class, that's the only thing that we had in common.
The bus, Yeah.
So, we were born around the same time.
And that's been the ballpark. So John Lind is her new boyfriend, Lind. And that's who she's going out with in 2018. Okay. Now, June of 2018 comes around.
Yep.
June 23rd, 2018. And Brandon is upset with his girlfriend that day.
Yeah.
Not happy. And his girlfriend, not Julia, another girl.
Yeah, the other
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. He took issue with her seeing a past boyfriend.
Oh.
Didn't like that she was going to go hang out with somebody who she went out with in high school. Meanwhile, he's always talking to Julia, and as a matter of fact, he's always asking Julia to hang out.
Yeah,
like, when are we going to hang out? And she's always kind of blowing him off on hanging out, but they keep talking.
Yeah, you only get you only distrust somebody else when you got things to be untrustworthy about. You know what I mean?
On this particular day, he really has something to be untrustworthy about because he's supposed to go hang out with Julia that night.
Why are you so upset, sir?
But he's mad at her for the exact same thing.
Yeah. What are your intentions over here with Julia?
Why don't we set your old boyfriend and Julia up together, and then we'll go out?
Yeah.
Me and you will stay together, and they can go
Who
together.
are in a relationship together and probably should be doing whatever.
That would be more normal.
Yeah.
So Brandon leaves on June 23rd at night, left his home to visit. I guess he said he was going to visit family in New Hampshire. That's where he said he was told people he was going, but he never showed up in New Hampshire.
Oh.
And then no one could get a hold of him. And this is 2018, so people are texting him, looking at his social media, everything, and he's gone. He's not replying. He's not doing anything. So they quickly report him missing. The next day they report him missing because it's not like him to disappear. 20, or he's 20 at this point.
He can do whatever he wants.
That's what I mean. I don't know why you're reporting him missing, but I guess the fact that he hasn't updated anything on social media,
and if he's generally reliable,
that's what it is. He's generally reliable and he's always around. No 20-year-old kid in 2018 didn't communicate with somebody on their phone in some way for a whole day. You know, it just didn't happen. So they even put out, there's like posters of him, missing posters up and everything. Really? Like within a couple of days, the family is on top of this shit. They say he's missing from Westminster, Mass. 20 years old, 6 foot tall, 155 pounds. Last seen about 1 a.m. on June 23rd in Westminster. He has a 2010 gray Honda Civic, license plate 7NA723, and they're looking for that. They said he was last seen in a black hoodie, white shirt, and jeans.
Very New England.
Very New England. And it shows that it must be beautiful here because he's wearing a hoodie out in late June at night, which is pretty fucking awesome. That's a great climate.
That's a nice night.
We're big into hoodies at night, me and Jimmie. So that's our
jeans. Shit.
That's our jam right there. So
my
that's
God,
that's perfect.
I never want to be in anything less than
That's
that.
wonderful. Hoodies are the greatest thing ever.
So good.
Look at pockets and a hood.
So
it's
good.
Just, comfy, wonderful stuff.
Can't call me fat. We all look the same.
Oh yeah, everybody looks like they're about to get gout. It's fine.
Yeah.
So
we all look like we got some health problems.
A little bit of foot problems based on
cozy about
fatty meats. So June 29th comes around. He's missing for 5 days, 6 days almost. So that's a long time.
Sure is.
Nothing happens, and then finally, on Route 202 in Rindge, New Hampshire, at a Hannaford supermarket parking lot. Which, if you're an East Coast person, they're always nice supermarkets.
Good food.
They find his car in the parking lot.
Oh.
So like, okay, did he just get a job at Hannaford's and not tell anybody or something?
He's just running the produce department now?
Yeah, that's what he is. Like, hey, guys, listen, I got stocking to do. Leave me the fuck alone, all right? Yeah, I'll explain it all later. I hit the ground running at this job.
Yeah.
I'm assistant manager, guys. I got responsibilities. I got to do scheduling, and then I'll explain my missing.
Most of the avocados are hard. Give me a break. Give me a minute. I got to find them. Got to find the good ones.
They might be at the bottom. I don't know. Why would you pack the hard ones on top? So his car is found. Then 11, 12 days later, July 10th, 2018, there is a jogger jogging along Route 119 in Ringe, which is about 6 miles from the supermarket. A jogger's going by, and they find his body on the side of the road.
Shit.
And it is not a pretty sight.
No.
He has been put through the ringer, obviously, and no, he's all cut up. I mean,
really.
And on top of that, it is summer.
Oh boy,
he's been dead for over 2 weeks. So
yikes!
There is a lot of decomposition too. It is not good. It's not the thing you want to find in the morning on a jog.
In a mountainy wildlife area? Oh, boy.
Why do people jog? All they do is find corpses.
That's all you find.
It's constant. It's
just
constant.
Enjoy your gout.
Jesus, sit home with your gout. Have some supper set and just eat that. It's so delicious. I'm telling you, what are we doing here?
Get
Stop
a fucking
jogging.
fan bike and watch the news. Sit in your living room.
Go out in your driveway. Just run around in a circle. You'll get the same amount of exercise.
Yeah, get a Peloton, a small treadmill, something.
Stay indoors. If I'm Peloton's marketing people, I'm like, have we decided? Have we told anybody? Have we had any campaign that says guaranteed not to find a corpse on your Peloton? Anybody at all? The treadmill, the bike, no one's ever found a corpse on one of them.
I'm not saying you're gonna find one if you're riding outside, but you have a million times chance higher.
We all know you're probably going to find one.
You'll never get one here.
Ever. That's the Peloton guarantee.
Peloton promise.
No corpses on your exercise walk. I'm in at that point.
Peloton promise.
The Peloton promise. No corpses.
Hire
lovely.
us, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We're already increasing your sales.
Already. Look at what we just did. That's a great marketing campaign.
Promise. A promise that you can fucking for sure never have to pay money out because you broke it.
And they advertised on our show at one point.
Yeah.
Remember, we had to do ads for them at one point.
Right.
They wouldn't have let us say that. They
never asked us. They should have. What can you guys do for us?
Our audience, people that were considering exercise, they go, they got a point. I swear to God, our audience will understand. They go, they have a point.
It's a good promise.
It's a good promise.
Schwinn never promised me that.
Fuck no. You think New Balance is promising you that with their shoes? No. Get out there and walk and find corpses. That's all it's out there. Corpses.
Nike said just do it. Just go find it.
Just go find corpses. That's what it is. So
the North Face literally says never stop exploring. Stop exploring, guys. Get a Peloton.
You know what's out there? Corpses. That's it. Decomposing bodies are the only thing out there.
Yeah, a Peloton promise you will never find one with us.
Fuck. So this person's morning routine is now forever scarred and marred by this whole thing. So this was, like I said, on Route 119, directly opposite East Main Street in Ringe. And they said that, obviously they were looking at it. They said he was stabbed 10 to 12 times.
Okay.
We'll find out later. But when they find his body, they can't tell that right away because it is wrapped in a Land's End blanket and placed inside 2 large trash bags, which are duct taped to him.
Wow.
So inside trash bags, then with a comforter on it after that.
The Land's End inside.
Yeah, and jewelry recovered from the body matches the jewelry that Brandon wears. So that was pretty tough. And so they had an initial identification, and then they take it in and find out it's definitely him. So it's obviously ruled a homicide. People don't stab themselves, duct tape plastic bags to themselves, and then wrap themselves in a comforter.
Yeah.
And also put yourself in a jogging route. Then nobody did that. So. Hey, Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. Yeah. But why don't you focus also, you look at green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
And this person, other people jog by here all the time. This must be kind of a new thing, too, they think. Or maybe it's been dumped. We're not sure. So they said that the medical examiner said that the marks on his body, the stab wounds, were generally in a V shape. They said the wounds were vertically oriented or oriented vertically.
What does that mean?
So I believe that would mean that the person was on the ground being
stabbing
up, like up and down, vertical stab wounds.
Oh, okay.
In the shape of a V, the 12 stab wounds on the chest, so starting here, going down, going up. But there was more here. They showed later on they used a plastic replica of the breastbone and cartilage and showed where they observed the cuts. There were 6 areas where the cartilage and 12 cuts in the shirt that was on his remains. So 6 areas where the cartilage was cut, 12 areas in the shirt, because they were trying to line up the shirt and the stab wounds and stuff like that. Yeah. So they said that whatever the knife that was used may have missed the ribs or cartilage going in between too. So you can't just say those wounds. So they said the shirt also could move. So then sometimes stab wounds could not go through the shirt at all. Sometimes it could be, you could make 2 if the shirt's folded over a little bit on him. In a struggle, it could be 2 stabs through the shirt that's only 1 stab wound. So they said you can't really rely on the shirt to tell. They also, they had, there was maggots and insects and everything else too. So they were trying to figure out all that sort of thing.
New England summers get fucking muggy, man.
They get very muggy, and he's been brutalized. I mean, they said also, too, there's no soft tissue remaining. It's just cartilage because of the decomposition. So they're like, who the fuck did this to him? And this is very personal. This is, nobody took his wallet and did this. This is a lot.
Mad at him.
And the way it was done, too, in this weird V shape, and the stab wounds they were saying that they're like more than just utilitarian. They seemed really getting in there pretty deep for no reason. So they said he had a new cell phone, got one around the time of his killing here. Mm-hmm. So they do get call detail records and location data. And when they find that, 'cause that's the first thing, they're like, well, where was he? They check that. They indicate that Brandon was at Julia Enright's residence from about 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m.
3.5 hours.
That's a long time on June 23rd. So he left his house at 1 o'clock in the morning and got there at 11:30 and was there for 3.5 hours. They said that the cell phone records place him at 171 Packard Hill Road in Ashburnham, Mass. They say that he'd been there, and then all of a sudden at 3 o'clock, there is no further cell phone data. They said at that point the phone was either turned off or destroyed, but it stopped transmitting.
Whatever
everything.
happened had to have happened there.
Poof and done. So they made plans to hang out on June 23rd. Enright messaged Brandon that she had a, quote, here we go, quote, surprise idea in mind for him, but it could only be done if no one knew we were hanging out. That's what she says. Has to be a secret that we're hanging out. Then I could have a surprise for you.
Okay.
That's weird. Then later on June 23rd, she exchanged text messages with John Lind, her boyfriend, one of which read, I have to attempt some things, and then I should hopefully have the surprise. So the first one,
that?
yeah, so she's telling two different guys she's got a surprise for them.
Yeah.
Here, okay? Now, on June 23rd at 10:20 a.m., so that's before he's at the residence.
Right, an hour before.
Julia texted to her boyfriend, not
Mr.
to
Lynn,
Brandon.
yeah.
She texted, I have to attempt some things and then I should have the surprise. Then there was other ones. On June 22nd, the day before, Enright, Julia, asked her boyfriend, quote, do you think we could add bubbles to a bloodbath? Which is a really weird thing
Like a bath bomb? In a bath full of somebody's blood?
I don't know. Yeah, could you put Mr. Bubble in there and just have a, and he said he was sure they could find a way, was his answer. Okay. Now, her texts with Brandon started kind of that we know of in April where he has his new phone. And he sent her a message. Brandon sent Julia a message in April 2018 about feeling lonely.
Yeah.
And she wrote back, quote, you tend to push people away, so I imagine that will stay consistent. You're a dick to everyone usually.
What?
Still feel good about yourself? Lonely?
Jesus. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. I mean, tough love, I guess. I don't know.
You've really put things in perspective.
Gee, thanks. You should be a therapist. Does it add therapeutic to that title of that school? Vocational, regional, all that shit. So then in the following weeks, Brandon asked her to hang out several times, but she declined, saying that she's busy on every time. Can you want to hang out Friday? I'm busy. I got this. You want to hang out this day? So on June 22nd, 2018, Julia then, out of nowhere, after 2 months of turning him down, asked Brandon to hang out over the weekend and mentions that she hasn't been to the treehouse in eons.
Oh.
In eons, she says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eons.
So the treehouse, we'll find out, is where they used to hang out in high school and make out and shit and have sex.
Haven't done it in eons.
Eons haven't been up in this treehouse. So, yeah, maybe we'll get a little treehouse action.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then that's when she texted, I have a surprise in mind, a surprise idea in mind, but it can only be done if no one else knows we're hanging out.
Okay.
It has to be a secret. So then he writes to Julia that she is his only friend. This poor guy. He has a girlfriend.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's still sad. And
Fuck, that breaks my heart.
That's sad to say. She tells him to, quote, make sure you don't tell anyone where you're going.
I just told you you're my only friend.
Wow. If someone wants to hang out and they say, hey, don't tell anyone where you're going or who you're going to be with, I'm terrified. Right?
Yeah, but he's just like, well, don't worry, I got nobody else to tell. I got nobody.
20 and horny is a different thing, but I'm like, don't tell anyone. I'm telling everyone where I'm at now.
I'm certainly texting my mom right now.
I'm sharing locations with at least 3 people at this point. We're not fucking around anymore. We're going to live stream us hanging out.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing this shit.
I'll probably Instagram live this in my pocket.
For real. That's happening. So on the morning of June 23rd, Julia tells Brandon that she wants to get UV Blue. Oh, it's a vodka. That's right.
Oh.
And he offers to pick it up. She tells Brandon to arrive at her house using the back drive, quote, so we don't have to deal with my father. So sneak into the house, too.
Yeah.
Just make this all...
In our 20s? Jesus Christ, come on.
21 and 20, or 21 and 21. So Brandon says there's texts from him while he's clearly on the property because he says he's passing by cows on the back driveway and says, how much farther do I need to go to get to where I need to be?
Well,
She
responds, fucking acres.
Yeah, she responds that, I'm almost there to meet you, so I'll come meet you. And then hours later, after his phone has stopped sending any data at 3 o'clock, at 8:15 p.m., she sends him a message saying, you never got here. Did something come up?
Where are you?
Meanwhile, he was on the property, and she said, I'm almost to you at 11:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So based on this, and also on July 13th, in the late morning or early afternoon, this is 3 days after his body's found, Julia makes internet searches about a body found in Ringe as well.
Oh, really?
Which, if it was your friend who never showed up and then there was a body, you might look that up.
You might be checking,
that's not that suspicious. So police talk to Julia because based on cell phone data, that's where he was. So what the fuck? And then they look at his texts and they're like, okay, something's up. She waived her Miranda rights and spoke to them. She said, yeah, we dated in high school. We had a sexual relationship in sophomore and junior year. So good for them. Good for him, boy, as a sophomore. He's getting fucking laid. Jesus.
Yeah.
So she said they reconnected. They were communicating on and off. And she's told the troopers he never showed up, despite the messages saying he was in the back driveway. Mm-hmm. She said he did stuff like that. That's why I never questioned it. That's what she told the cops.
Okay.
Sometimes he would show up and then disappear, I guess, is what he does. He just does weird shit. Mm-hmm. So then Julia also sent several messages to him in the following days. And the messages were basically, they talked about how, or she talked to the cops about how they went back and forth. And she said, yes, the treehouse was the first place that they had a sexual encounter in high school.
Hell yeah.
She described Brandon as a troubled kid who was having some issues with his current girlfriend. She said they dated in freshman, sophomore year of high school. Jesus, a freshman, he's getting laid in tree houses? Wow. She told troopers told troopers that it was like puppy love at the time. She said that the one guy, Trooper Douglas Grout at this point, tells Julia he wants to get an idea of who Chickless was from your perspective, from Julia's perspective. And she said, I know he had been talking a lot about having issues with his girlfriend. It appeared to stem from kind of just unintelligent, petty arguments. Okay.
Unintelligent? She said that in 21?
That sounds like just, dumb. She could have just said dumb arguments. Stupid shit.
Stupid stuff.
Dumb shit.
Unintelligent.
Unintelligent. She's trying to sound
polysyllabic and very smart. Yeah.
I'm helping with the investigation because I'm part of the team.
I'm using technical words.
Yeah, how that goes. Enright then describes Brandon as not very likable. Not a real likable guy. Says he's aggressive and a little emotionally abusive. She said it made her feel sad because she liked Brandon's girlfriend, Jocelyn Williams, and she also said that Jocelyn was uncomfortable with Brandon spending time with Julia because Julia's a former girlfriend.
Yeah.
So she said that Brandon had asked her to hang out on many occasions after high school, but she said that she ignored him, and eventually they started spending time together every few months, but less than that lately.
Yeah.
Now, she said that it seemed like Brandon wanted something to happen between the two. She said, he tried to kiss me a few times, but we never had sex.
What the fuck, Brandon?
So we've been hanging out, but,
Yeah.
Then she told the cops here that Brandon said he was living with his girlfriend only because he had no place to live, and he didn't speak kindly about his girlfriend. And she said she hadn't talked to Brandon within the past few weeks, which he's been dead, so you definitely haven't. No one has.
It's impossible, yeah.
So she says that he just never showed up that night and, all of that. So she said, quote, he never contacted me and he didn't show up. And they were like, huh. So they're talking more about the treehouse. He said, tell us more about this treehouse. And she said, oh, it's a fun place to sit under. That's all. It's raised. It's high enough to be where you can walk underneath it up in the tree. So she's like, you can sit under it. It's nice. She told the cops also that Brandon had made many suicidal statements before.
Oh.
She said in the past he always joked about suicide, like constantly. He had that dark sense of humor, and he was really suicidal when we were younger, but I didn't think he would act on it.
Ma'am, he was... Okay. She doesn't know how he was found.
That's... Well, then the trooper says, here's the thing. Whatever happened started at your property that day, and we know that. Mm-hmm. She then asks for a break. Can we have a break?
Quick break.
Quick break. I got to gather my thoughts.
Take 5. Yeah, I got to pee.
So they do that. They have a break, and she comes back, and she said, I want to tell you everything.
Oh.
Now it's a different story.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now she goes on to tell them that he did come over that night.
Okay.
They got drunk in his car.
Yeah.
Even though they have a tree house and another place
at 11:30 in the morning. In the morning.
Yeah, shit-faced. And they kissed and listened to music.
Okay.
She said that's when Brandon claimed to have a large amount of cash at the time. He said, I got a bunch of cash, and you know what I really want to do? Go buy a bunch of cocaine. That's what he said.
Okay.
This cash is burning a hole in my pocket. Let's put it in my nostril.
Yeah. I can go on vacation or no, hear me out.
Let's do a bunch of blows. So Julia said she agreed to do cocaine with him.
Okay.
And went back to her house while he went off to buy the coke, but he never came back. That's what she said. He left to go buy the drugs and never came back. She said with the cops, that's everything. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have skipped any of that. Yeah, there's a dead guy, and you're lying about being the last person to see him alive. So,
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a wild story.
They said, well, when you heard that he was missing, why didn't you come forward?
Yeah.
And she said, I guess I just hoped. I don't know. It was stupid of me. I figured he was fine. Uh-huh. Wow. So they said, listen, they tell Julia that she knew from the minute you got in there, minute you got here, that this guy's dead. You've known he's dead.
You absolutely know.
She said, I had no idea that he had died. Oh. Which we know she had done internet searches, so she knew it.
She knew the film, right.
And because she had given the cops her phone right now, too, to look through, so they know that, too. God. So she said she doesn't know what more she can tell them. They said, well, why'd you lie? And she said, stupid emotional stuff. And she didn't want to, she was worried about admitting to their planned drug use.
Yeah,
I didn't want to admit.
Unintelligent.
Yeah, I could be put in jail for wanting to do cocaine. You know how that goes. So they said, bluntly, the cop says, did you murder Brandon or have anything to do with his death? Just bluntly. And she said, no, God, no. She said several times, because they kept saying, did you go in the treehouse with him? And she kept saying, no, never went in the treehouse. Okay. Absolutely not. She asked police when she could get her car back, because they had to search her car.
Ma'am.
Can I get my Prius back? Because I got to go. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then she said she needed to leave at this point. Then they tell her, well, don't know about that because his DNA was found not only in your car, but also in your treehouse.
Uh-oh.
So that's a little bit of a problem. She said it shouldn't be. There's no way.
I'm sure it shouldn't be.
Yeah. So they said, well, based on your dumb statements and your lying and your cell phone records, we went ahead and searched your house while we're doing this. And holy shit, did we find some interesting shit, okay? At her home, in a room adjacent to Julia's bedroom, they found several skeletal remains of animals.
What?
Oh, Julia is a straight pocket robin, dude. She's
really
fucking nuts if you haven't listened to that. That's the vampire pyramid scheme in Marshfield, Massachusetts. Again, Massachusetts. What is it with Massachusetts?
It's the outskirts, man. The cities are fine.
This is crazy. They said that the bones were positioned in a manner in which gave the appearance that they were being placed back together. Like she took them apart and then
she's rebuilding them.
Rebuilding them there. Yeah, like little Legos. They also found numerous vials of blood.
Yeah.
All labeled with people's names.
What?
She keeps people's fucking blood in vials, Jimmy.
How does she get it?
Well, we'll find out because she's into some... She has clients and things like that. We'll talk about it. Okay. Oh, it's weird. She's a weirdo.
People are donating?
Yeah, they're paying for it, as a matter of fact.
Oh, my God.
A glass pitcher, a quarter full with a red substance that appeared to be blood.
Yeah.
And a glass beaker with what appeared to be a small heart, likely from an animal.
Oh, dear Lord.
Okay. And she's not like, a biology major where she's like, oh, I'm an anthropologist or some shit.
Yeah.
She's a fucking weirdo, and we'll get into this.
What the fuck?
Also, images of her room show a raven or a crow in a jar. Pocket raven, tweedledee, caw, caw. What the fuck are we talking about? An organ in a jar, that's something else. A bunch of knives, 4 vials of blood, and some kind of outfit similar to a bodysuit. And we'll talk about that. Okay. There's also images of a clearing just past the house where investigators found a kennel with a tub inside.
What's her fucking problem, man?
In the kennel inside the tub are the decomposed, petrified remains of some sort of animal that was inside the tub, along with water and pine needles. So they just left something out there to rot. Also, they found documents, notebooks, and business cards, which had Julia's photo on them and indicated that she was a professional dominatrix, which is how she got blood vials.
Really?
Yeah, these guys think it's hot. They're like being abused.
Oh my God, she's bloodletting and getting paid for it.
Yep. And she.
Good Lord.
So she did all this and for money. This was her business.
She's a party.
Oh yeah, there's a bed and a brass bed frame with restraints tied to each corner. That's her bedroom.
In that room? In her bedroom?
Yeah. Her bedroom. That was recovered from. That photo was recovered from a website called Restraints for You, number 4u.com.
Yeah.
She had her own, she uploaded it to see, I have a good restraint set up, which is, I guess, what those fucking weirdos do, or what, I don't know if that's weird or not. Whatever you're into.
That's fucking.
Whatever you're into.
Bloodletting, though. Oh my
that's
God.
a little weird. Once blood gets
it.
in, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
That's not lube, you guys.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. And also photos of John Lynn with cut marks on his back.
Oh, her boyfriend.
With cut marks.
She's cutting him. Yeah.
Yeah. So the notebook recovered allegedly includes details about her relationship with Brandon.
Yeah.
She wrote it down, in addition to an entry about her fantasy of killing a person.
Dear Lord.
She wrote that she wanted to cure the world of overpopulation.
One person at a time.
One person at a time.
Jesus Christ. Real slow like.
Wow. She was asked about the notes, and she said, yeah, I did write them, but I did it for a creative writing class. Then I just left it in a notebook and didn't do anything.
I was writing a show.
You know how that goes. Just writing some stuff here.
Okay.
They subpoenaed for phone calls. They also got a subpoena for phone calls made, because they arrest her after they find all the DNA and everything.
Yeah.
So while she's in there, she makes phone calls. And in the phone calls, she expressed she was talking to her boyfriend, expresses a concern that investigators are going to look through her laptop. And she's very concerned about that. So they go, where's her fucking laptop?
Anybody got her laptop handy? This
wow.
Unintelligent bitch.
This is going to be awesome with whatever's in there.
Hilarious that she said unintelligent a little while ago.
Unintelligent. They also checked in the treehouse. They found blood stains as well as handles attached to the walls near the 4 corners of the room, low to the floor, presumably used to attach restraint devices.
Yeah.
So someone would lay
on the
splayed.
floor.
And then
my God.
That's how vertical stab wounds are possible on someone taller than you.
Wow.
That's how you could do that. So that's pretty wild. And by the way, a couple months before, there was somebody else in the house that had gone up there to do something with the treehouse, and the restraints were not there. That was just 2 months before. She just
put them in.
So there's a new addition to the treehouse here. Also, lab determined that Brandon's blood was present on the stairs leading into the treehouse, on the inside of the treehouse, under the treehouse, and in her vehicle.
Dear Christ.
His blood is everywhere.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend here, they talked to her.
Johnny.
Yeah. According to this affidavit, she said, quote, the only thing I am worried about and getting anxious about is I want to know if they got into my computer. I assume they got into my laptop. Just all my creepy, dark stories that they are going to twist.
You know, all the ones about the things that we did together.
Well, the exact things. In an affidavit, it says it was apparent that the treehouse had recently been cleaned and a new rug had been placed on the floor. When the rug was removed, it appeared that blood had seeped through the floorboards.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Hey, Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover.
Yeah.
Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing.
No.
They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Wherever your problem areas are, tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right. Let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going. Look good out there. And you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable. And you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad. Right. There's chemicals in things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, it's great. Amazing. Yeah. That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff, and I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options.
Nice.
It's very cool, and you can personalize this portion, and you can put filters on it, and get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Yeah, she said she has not been there in a long time. More evidence, a blue tarp in an unopened package was recovered from a pickup truck parked at her residence, which was previously, that used to be her primary vehicle before she started using the Prius. The tarp and the mark on the cinder block were the same color blue there. They said inside her Prius were stains that could have been blood, and also they found out they were blood, and they matched him. The stains were determined to, like I said, be blood, and they were trying to find other parts of blood on anything here. A neighbor said that after midnight, one night in June, this woman, Leanne Roy, said she woke up to a screaming sound. She said, I was awoken out of my sleep to a sound that still gives me goosebumps to this day. The noise just went through my spine. She said she woke up her husband and they went to double-check the locks on her doors and close curtains on make sure sliding glass doors are locked and all that shit. Yeah. She said the sound appeared to be one voice and lasted long enough to wake her up from her sleep and continue to hear it as she lay there awake.
Wow.
Like you're murdering someone.
Yeah.
So, and they lived at 173 Packard Hill Road, which was next door there. So they said that after hearing the scream, she didn't go back to sleep. She stayed up and cuddled with some dogs she had to try to calm down. And they said, was it animal or human? And she said it was absolutely human. She couldn't say if it was male or female, but it sounded like a deeper sound. She said, I can tell you it was blood curdling. That's what I can tell you.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, that seems like a lot. She said no one had ever asked to use the treehouse, and they didn't know because this treehouse was on the neighbor's property, not even on her property. It was just way in the back. So she said she didn't know that Julia had been using the treehouse, and she knew that the restraints didn't belong there because it's her fucking treehouse.
Right.
She's like, where'd these sex restraints come from? You know what I mean? So she said there was carpet inside the treehouse in April 2018. She took it out in addition to a broken window, and she'd been cleaning the treehouse in hopes to use it with her children. Probably not now.
I bet you're going to burn it.
So, they arraign her on Brandon's 21st birthday.
Get out.
Yep, they arraign her. And the laptop, here's what they find. Once they get into the laptop, she indicated that she thought of killing and torturing another person, quote unquote, which, I mean, you could kind of guess that's what she didn't want people to do. They had to go through a whole legal thing to compel her. Finally, a judge compelled her to provide the password for her computer. So they didn't have to spend thousands of dollars on forensic computer people to get into this fucking thing. So she said, this is what they found in a notebook. So they're wondering what's in there. They found something that said, I daydream about it on occasion. I just have this insatiable curiosity to kill a person.
What the fuck, lady? Why? You're so young.
So weird. They also found documents on her MacBook focusing on sexual obsession and admiration for a person, and describes being aroused by an event. She said this was June 28th, 2018, this document said. It was a form of a present. I just did it for him. That was my intention. So then they look at John Lynn's cell phone, and they find out that from 3 o'clock to 5:30 p.m. on June 23rd, after Brandon's phone had stopped broadcasting there, Lynn's phone was in the area of his residence in Ashburnham, also near Julia's residence. Then 7:17 p.m., this phone starts to move into southern New Hampshire near the Hannaford supermarket in Ringe and near where Chiklis's body is found. By 8 p.m., the phone is back near his residence. This is John Lynn, so they track him all around. They said between 9:30 and 11 p.m., the phone is near Packard Hill Road, then moves toward the location where Brandon's body was found and goes back down to Ashburnham after that.
Okay.
Wow. So that's kind of hard to do there.
Yeah,
so,
you can't. How do you argue? How do you say you had nothing to do with this?
That's hard. So the prosecutor, they go to trial for Lynn is a separate thing. They take Julia to trial on first-degree murder charges here. She says that, her whole thing is the prosecutors are saying she created a huge lie, lied about it, then lied a little less.
Yeah.
But it was still a huge lie. We have physical evidence. And, they said all the messages she was sending Brandon after he was dead was obviously very calculated.
To cover her shit,
To cover her shit up because he definitely died with her. So, now both the prosecution and the defense, they don't say she didn't do it. The defense said, they were in a treehouse up there. They met in the treehouse before. The part the defense disagrees on is that they say that Brandon turned violent and sexually aggressive that night, and Julia defended herself by stabbing him 12 times and wrapping his body in plastic bags and a comforter and dumping him into the next state.
Wow.
That's a tough one. The prosecutor said she's into bones and death and blood and shit. She has how many people here on the jury have vials of other people's blood they keep in their bedroom? Anybody?
She named them.
Yeah. She named
ladies. Yeah.
Wow.
Shit.
So they said that this was basically, their theory is that this was a surprise gift for her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So both parties agreed that afterwards, Julia and her boyfriend then wrapped the body up, gathered his personal shit, including his cell phone. They removed the SIM card to make it stop. They also pointed out the handles that were attached to the walls of the treehouse that were not there before. Mm-hmm. They got the lady who owns the treehouse to say they weren't there in April. Defense is, Brandon tried to rape me. That's her defense.
Oh, lady.
Her attorney said, which is a decent defense if it's like one stab wound or you shot a guy or something, but 12 times and dumped on the side of the road is a whole different scenario.
Right.
That doesn't look good. We'll put it that way.
With his DNA fucking all over the place.
All over the place. And also luring him in with all these text messages doesn't look good. And then saying, I'm going to have a gift. Don't tell anybody where you are.
Right.
So her attorneys say that she carried a knife wherever she went for protection. And they said that, when you see how long the driveway of her father's home was, she would have to walk alone in the dark mornings to catch the school bus. So she would bring a knife in case somebody was hanging out on her father's property to assault her or something. Okay. They said that Julia, this is the defense, Julia and Brandon had sex in the treehouse while they were in high school, and that's where Brandon must have thought they were going to, get into it again. They said that days before they met, before the 23rd, Julia had an abortion.
Oh.
She was fresh off an abortion. So they said it added to the trauma she felt when Brandon tried to rape her. So that's why she snapped. They said she saw a look in Brandon's eyes that she had never seen before. And, they said that, and right, Julia said she begged him to stop, but he wouldn't stop. And she also said at first they were kissing, but she received a text from her boyfriend, and that made her feel bad about kissing, so that's why she stopped. Okay. And she didn't want to do it anymore. Yeah. So she said that he had the knife at first. He was going to rape her at knife point, but she got the knife away and started stabbing him.
Okay.
She got the knife.
Okay, yeah, so desperation for him not to get the knife back, I stabbed the shit out of him.
Well, he's an aggressive rapist with a knife, but you can easily get it from his hand and then attack him with it. That's a terrible rapist. Yeah. If you're a rapist that you can't even overpower people with a knife, you should not be trying to rape people. By the way, never try to rape anyone anyway.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you're a criminal professional rapist, this is not the way to go about it.
She's a fucking monster because she's making actual victims, even more victims now.
Yeah. Then there's a witness that said that she told her friend that that jail wouldn't be that bad because she could work out and read.
Holy shit.
She told him that before the death and then after the death too, which is quite interesting. And
she's a bad woman, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. She a friend of hers comes on, a girlfriend comes on and says that they had once had a sexual encounter and that she was the one who introduced Julia to the practice of collecting, quote, wet specimens.
What is
that's not girl on girl action either, by the way. That's injecting dead animals with chemicals so they could keep their bodies preserved in jars.
Wet specimens.
Which just sounds gross. Yeah, it sounds grosser than it is, but it's, yeah.
So, embalm them with something.
With something. And people are into bones and shit like that, and we're not saying that makes you a murderer, but when you add it all up and then you actually kill somebody, it doesn't look good. That's the problem here.
Yeah, you better not murder anybody.
Yeah, she also, an entry that she wrote an entry saying she enjoyed this is Julia, she enjoyed her relationship with Brandon because she could treat him rudely or nicely and he would keep talking to her. She said, sometimes I purposely don't contact him to see how long he will go before messaging me. It's great.
What a dick. And he's the dick?
Then she said, it's nearly a kismesis. Now, do you know what that is?
No.
That is a Urban Dictionary word here. It's a mashup between the words kismet and nemesis.
Oh, it's like a perfect.
Yes.
Perfect anti-me. I don't know what that. I guess.
Yeah, and Urban Dictionary says so. Together, a kismesis, or plural, as in a pair of kismesises, after taking the plural of nemesis, is your fated rival, or even some would say your serendipitous rival. Kismesitude is also sometimes called black romance or Caligulous romance. I guess like Caligula? I don't know.
What the fuck?
No, because that's Caligula. No, never mind. That means misty, dim, obscure, or dark, in that it's dark and hateful. So, oh my God. So that's what it is. This hateful thing.
I hate that she knows what this is.
Yeah. She's looked this up and she's into it. So
why do I hate him so much?
Why do I hate him but still want to fuck with him?
Yeah.
So she testifies and she says that, that he raped her. And she said she initially intended to have sex with him, but a text message from her boyfriend made her rethink things. And so she said she wouldn't have had sex with him. Her lawyer said she wouldn't have had sex with him because she just had an abortion. Right. But then she says in her testimony on the stand, I planned on having sex with him. Okay. So
there's different ways of having sex.
I suppose so. Yes, that's true. She could mean something else, but it sounds like they mean, we don't know. Anyway, maybe it's anal. We have no idea.
Yeah. All right.
So
could be just a blowjob.
Yeah. So they said that they were going to hang out at the treehouse. She went to Westminster. He did, to buy some vodka. They drank, smoked some weed, walked 2 or 3 minutes through the wooded property to the treehouse. They started listening to music and talking and drinking and smoking. She said he leaned in, started to touch her leg. She got a text message at that moment from her boyfriend that made her rethink what she was doing. She said, I wanted to slow it down. My boyfriend had been really sick that weekend. He wasn't, as we know.
That's what she didn't even have to say that.
Easily checkable facts. That's what I mean.
And didn't even need to be said.
Nope. Didn't even need to be
anything.
said. She just likes to lie. She said that weekend, and I think it was really a wake-up call. She could have just said it was a wake-up call that I didn't want to cheat on my boyfriend. That would have sounded believable. He needed me. I thought I would end it and then go back and hang out with my boyfriend. But then she said that he kept attacking her and forcefully kissing her and pressing her into the wall. And she tried to get him to stop, and he wouldn't stop. And, she describes that.
Yeah.
And she said that he put his fingers in her and it hurt. And she kept screaming at him to stop. And then there was a knife, and then she had a knife too, and he had a knife, and she said that she had a knife clipped to her right hip. Now there's 2 knives involved. Before there was 1.
Was even.
She said that she'd been carrying a knife since high school. She said he just wasn't stopping, and I pulled the knife out, and she said it was just fear. I wasn't thinking anything. I wanted him to stop. I wanted to get away. So she said she pushed him back, closed her eyes, and dropped the knife and jumped out of the treehouse. She said, I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see anything. He has 12 huge, deep stab wounds on his chest.
I closed my eyes, and then I dropped the knife. Where's the 12 stab wounds, lady?
She acted like she just stabbed him once to get him away and ran away with the knife falling, going, oh, my God, I had to fight him off. But instead,
he was eviscerated.
And the knife wounds were delivered while he was on the ground flat, and someone was doing it from directly above. So none of that makes any fucking sense whatsoever. So she said that her shirt and pants were open and she held them shut. She hid somewhere for 20 to 40 minutes before going back into the treehouse, where she could still hear music playing from her phone. And she looked for her father, but he wasn't there. So she changed clothes, hopped in her Prius, and drove to her boyfriend's house. She said, come and help me. So they went back to the treehouse. She said Brandon was lying face down facing the door. I touched his shoulder and he didn't move. There was blood on the blanket in the treehouse, and that's the blanket he was later found wrapped in. Yeah. And they said, did you call the police at any time during that? She said, no, it was a couple of things. I mean, more than anything, I didn't want to acknowledge what happened. I didn't think I could just tell anyone. I didn't think they would believe me either, so I was in denial. I just wanted to make it all go away. So she got trash bags and popped the SIM card out. You cover up a murder then. You popping SIM cards out.
Right. But when they asked her about this and she denied any knowledge of it, then they told her that they know that something happened. Then she's like, yeah, he said we were going to do a bunch of coke and he left, and then I haven't seen him since. Why so many stories if this is the answer?
That's what I mean. And then they said, what, that cross-exam, they said, what about your insatiable curiosity to kill a person?
Yeah.
She said, I wrote that a long time ago. It's not that insatiable anymore. Yeah, so she said she would have...
It's satiable. It's now satiable.
Then they got a person from Planned Parenthood where she brought a lunchbox to Planned Parenthood with her and tried to bribe the employees there with $100 to let her take the fetus home in a lunchbox.
What?
Yeah, like a Fraggle Rock lunchbox. Like
her fetus?
Yeah.
I'm going to have an abortion right now. Let me keep it. No, lady, that's...
And take it home with me in a lunchbox.
Talking about?
She called the day of there was a note that she wrote that called the day of the abortion exciting and mentioned the $100.
Oh my God.
She told a friend, like, I don't know if she got her pregnant. I don't know what happened here.
Yeah.
She's got some issues though.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. And they bring up all of the other things too. Also, she said she talked about robbing a grave in a document as well.
Oh, Jesus.
On the stand, she just said she took bones from an abandoned crypt. She didn't rob a grave.
Oh God, that lady, that's grave robbing.
It is really fucking weird here. We'll just say that. So in the closings, the defense said that the state is trying to prosecute her as a, quote, dirty girl and a weird girl.
Yeah.
They said they're trying to bring in references to her being a dominatrix and that being a business of hers and her having blood and knives and dead animals she keeps in jars and things like that. Yeah. None of these things. And yeah, she engages in kinky dominatrix sex. So why are they doing that? They said, quote, very simple, because she's the dirty girl. And if she's the dirty girl, you can't believe her and she can't possibly be a rape victim. The Commonwealth says she's weird. That makes her a murderer. But there's absolutely no proof that makes her a murderer. I completely agree with that. The only thing that makes her a murderer is that there's 12 fucking vertical stab wounds on him and brand new restraints in the fucking thing.
Her story doesn't match what happened to the man. And she's admitting that she did this to him.
Yes, and the story changed a ton, and she only went to, he tried to rape me at trial. That never came up before that. That would, so they said also, the defense attorney says, the treehouse itself, I would suggest to you, not the best place to plan a murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. Prosecution says there's a lot of evidence here. Asking for first-degree murder. They said the defendant, by her own admission, lied and lied and lied until she got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Verdict comes in, guilty of second-degree murder. Second degree, not first.
Oh.
Which is wild, because if you think it's second, then you think it's first. It's either self-defense or first-degree murder. There's nothing in between. It was either a premeditated thing or he tried to rape her and she fought him off. There's no second degree.
Second degree is a planned murder still, or it's a murder still,
planned.
just not right. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So the prosecutor said, you're always looking for the first degree conviction. We assume the evidence was as it is, but you must respect the jury's decision. Sentencing, you, ma'am, may fuck off, life in prison.
Yeah.
With parole.
Really?
Eligible for parole in 25 years.
Wow.
Now, they wait till after all of that, they finally indict her boyfriend, John Lind, for conveying a human body, accessory after the fact to murder, misleading a grand jury, and perjury.
Yeah.
So he can get up to 2.5 to 7 years in jail. So his trial is scheduled to be going on as we speak, like next week. It's supposed to start. It's scheduled to. I don't know if it will or not, but shit gets delayed a lot, but his trial's supposed to start for that. Now, in prison, she's doing art and selling it now.
Stop it.
Here's one of her paintings that's sold out for $100 and plus shipping.
Open your eyes, and it's like fucking...
like 3 eyes.
Monster flowers that would kill people.
They look like Venus flytraps with eyeballs in them. That one's sold out.
Audrey, too. Yeah.
And then also...
sold out.
You can get the Chakra Alien original prison art.
Oh, my God.
$100 this is.
I don't like this at all. She shouldn't be able to do this.
It's on regular size paper with colored pencils. Yeah. That's what she's she's selling these fucking things.
She shouldn't be allowed to do that.
She is currently at the Framingham jail in Framingham, Massachusetts, eligible for parole at some point, 25 years from now. And there is a website called Justice for number 4, Brandon Chickless. For you. Justice for you. No, Justice for Brandon Chickless is a Facebook page as well. So if you want to show up there.
Poor kid.
They give updates about the trial and everything like that. Terrible fucking story.
God, she's a dick.
She's a dick. Yeah, that's a weird, gross. The whole thing is gross. I'm sorry. If you have vials of people's blood, I am suspicious of you.
Yeah.
Immediately.
You're a dick. Yeah.
Something weird about that. I'm just, not, like I said, not trying to be judgmental. Nothing to do with your sexual shit. Yeah. That's fucking weird to have blood around. It's just weird.
Jesus Christ, man.
If you like that show, tell everybody about it. Tell the world about it. Give the show a review. Give us 5 stars on whatever app you're listening on. Tell your friends. Share the social media shit. That helps a lot. It really does. Help keep the show cranking, going, and full of listeners. So that's fun stuff. You also want to head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets for live shows. They're selling out fast. So get them right now. Also get your tickets for very soon. The virtual live show will go on sale.
Right.
$420, baby. We can't wait. We're excited for that. Patreon.com/crime and sports. All your bonus material. $5 a month or above will get you everything. This week, you're going to get Strangest Injuries for Crime and Sports, and you are going to get old-timey newspaper murders from Small Town Murder. You get access to everything. Make sure to listen to your stupid opinions. Do all of that. Small Town Murder, at Small Town Murder on Instagram. You'll find it all over the place. Keep hanging out with us. Keep coming back, everybody. We can't wait. And until next week, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.